There we go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bear. This is my co-host, Blue.
Hello.
We are gathered here this evening with our guests, Connor and Nick. For this evening, Friendly Neighborhood Gamer presents Barely Canon. This is the show where we discuss with local nerds, geeks, people that are in the know about their opinions, and we sit here and have a round table about it. I have not asked you guys what your opinion pieces are beforehand. I hope you guys have one. We're all men of a certain age that we should be very opinionated about things.
I'm going to be young forever.
I have a mountain range of molehills I am ready to die on.
Well, then I'll let you step up first, Connor.
All right, I'll give you a choice.
No. This is your show.
I have two. I like. There's an anime one, and then there's just general film one.
Let's go with the general one.
No, anime.
I don't know anything about anime.
But that makes it more fun. You don't know anything about it.
Do you have
I don't care.
Guys, I'm saying anime.
You gotta have an opinion about opinions. That's the whole point.
I can make opinions on the fly.
We are Americans, okay? It's our God-given right to complain and have opinions about shit.
I'll start with the movie one because it's the most relevant.
Okay.
Because I went and saw the new Predator movie, which I enjoyed, but it made me realize that a lot of franchises we just need to let die.
That's true.
So
Specifically,
without cooking anymore,
just
just to hear that,
yep.
Nick, percentage-wise, where are you at on that?
I think it depends. I think there can come to a point where you need to let a franchise die, but at the same rates. It also depends on the storytelling, especially for me anyways, especially when it comes to the Predator movies in particular.
But I want to listen to what Nick's saying.
You can and do your hand gestures.
But it's so difficult.
There are there is Predator and Aliens versus Predator novels that I read growing up, and one of them in particular is I'm busted. One of them in particular is basically the story that the original Aliens versus Predator movie was based on, and they screwed it up pretty bad.
No, they would never.
But there are certain details in the books that haven't made it to the movies, like the female of the species, the predators, the Yautja. They are larger and more dangerous than the males.
Haja!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Feminism.
They're larger and more dangerous with the males, and like the mating rituals, a lot of the times the males don't survive because the mating rituals are so violent.
Why would it be violent? Are you saying
you
that this is
seen
an analogy? Are you saying this is an analogy for society at large?
They're just taking
possible.
Klingons.
I think they're taking Klingons to the nth degree.
No, I was just sorry. I'll just.
So you never actually gave a number percentage. That was the whole point of this.
I didn't know there was a percentage.
Yeah. So out of 100%, how much do you agree
how
with
much
the
do I
original
agree?
statement?
I'm going to go very basic. I'm 50-50 on it. It all depends on.
Come on! Don't be.
It just depends on what lore there is out there and what lore you can work into it.
Sure.
I'm just gonna stand by it though. Like, it doesn't matter. Books are their own medium, but it doesn't matter how cool the book franchise, spin-off is of the core franchise. That stuff's never gonna get into the media. Like, I watched the Alien TV series. I've watched, gotten into a bunch of stuff, and even with like Star Wars and the really popular stuff, like you get all this cool stuff in other media that's allowed to experiment. But when it comes to movies and TV shows, there's no room for that.
I mean, they do take small things here or there,
But it's small.
but that's partially the problem is they'll take small things and they won't honor the entirety. And it is harder to do in movies because you're working with a 2-hour time frame and you've got to tell a specific story within it. It's easier with television series because you can really explore culture and so on and so forth.
I had a statement about the statement you just made, but should I give my agree or disagree first?
Yeah.
I am standing 10 toes down on agreeing. Some series just need to die.
I 100% agree that some series, and if you want to get even more in the minutia of it, I'm kind of just tired of things becoming franchise, like or like we were talking about before, like re-upping franchises.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just fucking come out with a new story, man. Like
Or come up with something better,
Well,
evolve.
I guess that's the
Yeah.
thing too. Is like you could take ideas that would be really cool in, Aliens versus Alien, but you don't have to use the
Like
xenomorph
Alien?
in it. You could do any kind of
Starbucks.
weird alien species if you just make a good movie, and then you're not tied down with like the original lore that you have to like try to tie into things, which could. I like weird experimental stuff. and
well, I
feel
mean,
like
that's
you get
absolutely
more out of it.
Aliens versus the Predators and Aliens universe are not
Yeah,
like they fucked that up with the Prometheus. No, it's your turn to deal.
got a cut?
I dealt. Nobody cut me.
It's because you didn't offer the cut.
and I guess my thinking is the way it's done is. I feel like crossovers are never intrinsically any better than just like we could have made this an original movie.
So whenever you deal, like you dealt them face down, you should deal them face up, and then when they immediately get one of those cards, they immediately handle it. So who do you want to give that to? And they're out for the rest of this round. That's a smart.
The
move.
guy who's ahead.
Yeah.
So I get a new card or no?
No.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, that's kind of where I stand at. Is I feel like having just even a single sequel just kind of
Sorry, you
in a
didn't
lot
say
of the
my
ways
bad.
it just holds it back. You could take all these cool ideas you have for a sequel and just make something new and do cool stuff with it, as opposed to just we had this character in the last movie.
if you get two of the same number, this stops you from dying.
Gotcha.
So that just and the new Predator movie wasn't bad. It's just
I'm excited to see it. I have
But I
not
mean,
yet.
to me, it was kind of generic. Like, it was fun, it was entertaining, it felt a little. I liked Prey a lot more, but even then, Prey is very similar to the first Predator movie, just a different setting. And I don't think that is so much better that you couldn't have made something entirely unique and new.
Mm-hmm.
How many cards are you going to get?
I think he's got 7 out.
Yeah, once you get 7, you're done.
Oh.
Stop cheating.
Boo! I wanted more points.
Well, I mean, now what you're talking about, it's not necessarily a problem with the franchise itself. It's a problem with the writing and creativity
I
in
agree.
the franchise.
I can get behind that statement.
And that's evident almost anywhere. In the Predators, in the old and new DC movies, like even coming up in some of the Marvel movies, the
44.
writing has been
44?
really weak.
Plus
They've
15.
just phoned it in a lot. It's not necessarily a reason why a franchise needs to die. It's just they need to get better writing. They need to explore new ideas. Like, I mean, going back to Predator, you get a look into the Predator ships in some of the movies, and they've got all these interesting skulls. Like you said, there can be different movies and so on and so forth concerning the hunts for those. And I think that's what. Here you go.
No, you're doing. Oh.
That's what Badlands is sort of starting to explore. Is now you're getting
Badlands is
the newest.
Star Wars?
No.
No,
Predator.
Predator. Sorry. I lost track of the
Have
series.
you been
My
paying
bad.
attention to what we're talking about?
Why would I do that?
I think that's what they're starting to explore is new ways of looking at things, new creatures. Doing well. Oh, yeah.
So the reason why I 100% disagree, the reason why I 100% agree that some series need to die, because it's like sometimes it's like, look, give me a next generation. There's situations where you can have like a whole next generation, like even like Star Trek, they had a next generation, and it was still cool. It was the same series, but they changed it up a little bit. But Star Trek has gotten so long in the tooth, and I haven't been watching Star Trek to clarify, so I wouldn't know. But the thing is like a series lasts so long that it kind of loses itself in the music, the moment that it wants it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And sorry, jokes aside, what I'm trying to say is that like you kind of lose the original flair for the whole series. It's like I'm trying to think of a series that should have just died.
Babylon 5?
No, I don't watch a lot of series. This
After
is why,
season 4, yeah.
this is why for me.
Supernatural?
I love that one. No, shut up.
No, you're right. Supernatural is a good example because like I only watched season 1 and 2. I maybe watched part of 3, so I haven't even gotten near the full breadth of Supernatural. But I know for me with Supernatural, the show's old enough, so I'm not really spoiling if I say anything.
Startup says, "Watch your mouth."
I remember watching Supernatural, and I got to the point to where in Supernatural, I think I didn't get very far in the series because I know there's a lot of Supernatural, but I got as far as knowing that the main character guy who can copy powers, he ended up like traveling to see part of himself. It was like some time loop or some shit. And wow.
Copy power. Are you talking about?
You're talking about Heroes.
Yeah, you're talking
No,
about heroes.
okay, I'm talking about heroes. Okay, yeah.
Why are you messing
I
up
was
my
gonna say,
point?
don't
Yo, shit.
freaking disparage the Winchester Gospels,
Well,
especially when you're not speaking of them.
All right. So fine. So I haven't seen Supernatural, but I'll use Heroes as my example then. But no, with Heroes, it's like I felt like it got to a point where they kind of just ran out of stuff, and I think at that time there was a writer's strike anyway, so they just kind of got shitty writing.
37 times 2 is 14.
So there you go, Turnip. I was actually talking about Heroes, not Supernatural. Everybody called me out
I
on
got
it.
36.
Hope you feel
Like
better.
the X-Files. I mean, most shows, it seems like you have that first season where people get to do fun, creative stuff, and then it just drags on. The X-Files, Stargate. Yes, I'm
got
pulling all the
36.
things from like the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay. So speaking of shows that I've actually watched, Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones had a lot of issues for a lot of reasons, but the main reason why
36.
I think that series should have died when it died is because hey, the books aren't finished. So the guys are clearly bad at adapting material, but like that series should have died not because the show was bad, in my opinion. That series should have died because they had no interest in continuing the show.
Well, the series ended because they were at the natural ending point for it, really.
Yeah, just
No. Do you mean like D&D for adapting the books, or do you mean like HBO as far as wanting to get more shows out? Or do you mean
For adapting the books.
Okay, yeah.
They were at the natural end, and George R.R. Martin hadn't written the end yet. So they kind of went
Still
off
hasn't
on a riff. He still hasn't written.
He's
it.
gonna die before
He's
he
going to
does.
die, and
it's going to be a Robert Jordan thing
okay.
all over
Yeah.
again.
I'm gonna stop.
Oh, you're done?
Yep.
That's the proper
and they were just really bad at
Creativity.
at bringing in, and you got to give it to them though, because
No, I don't.
you do in the first 3 seasons. Like, have you read Game of Thrones?
I have. It's very long and
It is
dry and a lot of exposition.
dry and dense and so on.
But
Like,
the show like season 1 is like a lot of stuff going to set characters up and like, oh, there's sex and there's penises flying everywhere and tits all over.
That's
and then
that's
season,
not the book. That's the TV show.
No, that's what I'm saying.
HBO.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
HBO, the show was season 1 was doing
Can I
that.
have an actual sheet of paper? Because it's hard. I can't erase to make more room on this.
Oh, you gotta get good. Okay. Well, now I gotta go find an actual piece of paper. Oh my gosh.
Or where's it here, Connor?
Wait, you think we have a budget?
I'm at 150. What did you get?
I didn't add this up yet because I was talking. See, this is too much math involved. Sorry. The entire point I'm trying to make, though, is that with Game of Thrones, the reason why it kind of failed, in my opinion, it should have just ended when the writers lost interest in writing it further, is because you had this really cool thing going, and HBO's like, keep going. We want a lot of money. I think this is 37. I think this is 37. You can double check.
37 plus
in
9.
a row.
This is 22 plus 8 plus 7. So that's kind of the reason why I say for that one they should just let it die.
How many did Nick have?
I busted out.
The whole
I
time?
had 36.
Yeah, 36.
Because once they lost interest in writing it, then like it didn't have good writers and stuff. So
Well,
it got to the point to where the show just should have died.
The last season they were throwing, because the first was 5 seasons total, I believe.
for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the first 4 were straight adaptations from the books.
Right.
Unfortunately, they did have to leave some storylines out. Like, I was kind of sad they left out the whole Lady Stoneheart storyline and so on. But
So Goat says it should have been animated.
That's not
Actors
Goats.
age out. I agree with that. Plus, it's hard to do things with the direwolves. And then Sushi says, speaking of franchises that need to die, hot take: Toy Story needs to die. But that's
See?
because it's going into
but Toy
I've
Story-
honestly
Philosophy.
I've honestly never seen a Toy Story.
see the thing.
that's
the
an
thing
emotional
is,
roller coaster.
The thing is, I think there's 2 different arguments here. Because I think both series should die from Game of Thrones, should have died, which is Game of Thrones and Toy Story. So I do agree that Toy Story series should have died. But Toy Stories is more of a situation to where it's like, I watched it as a kid. I want my kids to watch it as a kid too. And it's like, okay, you get to that point to where the show is like generational, like Lion King getting a remake of live action. It's like, why? Just let the series stay where it was.
That wasn't even live action. It was just computer-generated animals.
Yeah.
Computer-generated
It was
animals.
AI
versus-
before
not
AI.
live action at
Yeah.
all. It's a live action. No, it's computer generated.
Yeah,
It's
this
still
is-
animation.
Counterpoint for that, I feel like there's something to be said for like the original film is still a gorgeous piece of film because we live in
For
the
Disney,
age of,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, for Lion King. Yeah, no, I agree. And like for me, if you're gonna do a remake of something, then do a remake that's gonna be worthwhile watching. So like it's like again, series that need to die. I think remakes is what kills it. And the reason why I say I think it's two different arguments is because I think for Game of Thrones, the writing just wasn't there anymore. So because the writing wasn't there anymore, it got to a situation to where it was just not good and not fun for anybody. You're out. I would like to take cards. And then for it's hard to talk and do this though. This is
Who you
Right.
giving that to?
I win. I'm holding on to this.
Okay.
I'm be slow at my scoring. But the sorry, the point I was trying to make was with Game of Thrones.
I never got a card to begin with.
You
apparently.
did. It was a freeze. You
Oh,
gave
that's
it to
right.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have froze you.
You did.
No, I should have froze Nick. But
I'm gonna stay.
the remakes of something like Treasure Planet, I would love to see a remake of Treasure Planet. I would like to see a remake of Atlantis. Those are like the two top for everybody that say that if you're going to do a live action something, do that. Like Iron Giant, you can convince me. I don't want to see it, but you can convince me. But the remakes of like Lion King, the remakes of like Maleficent or Maleficent,
Maleficent.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, I don't know.
The Snow
Some of
White
the-
remake and live action,
35.
like those are not worth my time. In
So-
my humble opinion.
Sushi says the entire story is about growing and moving on, but the writers won't move on because of money. It wouldn't let me type earlier, but now that I'm back on my computer, ayo, 6:56 start time.
Heck yeah.
Yes, and then Goat says,
Yep.
I like the animated Treasure Planet, and Turnip says, oh my God, Treasure Planet, yes.
Yeah, and like the live action doesn't have to kill the existing show. This is 27.
I feel like a bunch of guys in a suit got together and they're like, what's our top grossing movie? Let's make that again.
Yes, correct.
In a different way. And it's
And
instead of looking at what's our
Right.
lowest grossing movie that was actually quality and it's a cult classic that we can maybe breathe life into again.
Correct, because it's not about bringing these things to people's mind or anything. It's about, hey, let's try to make a quick money train. Let's kind of get the money train going.
He just deals straight
It's
off.
it's
No,
all-
I'm gonna
it's
shuffle.
it's always about the money. I mean, but when you look at it from a story perspective, there's a video that I really like to watch, and you can find it on YouTube under the Shapes of Stories, and it's a little
Okay.
like you can find longer clips, but the one that I normally watch is a little 4-minute clip, and it's actually Kurt Vonnegut giving a lecture at colleges about stories and storytelling. And he says that there's 3 basic shapes of stories.
Hey,
And he goes,
first
yeah,
one.
he exactly, Kurt Vonnegut and the shapes of stories. And he goes through and he visually draws out those shapes. And he starts talking about it. He's very funny. He's very engaging. And you start looking at it and you start to understand it's all been done.
Right. The story is, or
They've all been done in one way or another.
I mean, well, it's where we start getting into tropes and like.
I'm gonna stop.
There's a reason why tropes are kind of tried and true for people to go with.
People love tropes. People love tropes. So the only difference in your storytelling is the details in the story.
Right.
And when it starts getting very corporate is when people stop trying to make the details interesting.
Right. And like just to add on to that, like one of the things that makes kind of retelling stories really great is that when you have I'm trying to think of series as I'm talking, but it's hard. When you have a situation to where you have kind of a reinvention of the story or retelling of the story from like a different perspective, I feel like yeah, you're kind of telling the same story and it's kind of ruining the fun, so to speak, because you already know what's going to happen. Again, I can't think of any examples as I'm saying this, but a situation to where like you know the growing up story of the villain, something like that.
29.
Or a situation to where
Wait,
like
sorry.
I guess
33.
I guess like Scar or something could be a thing, like his whole movie. But just some kind of story that shows like the journey of the villain becoming the villain, or why this person has the ethos they have. Like if they could even take like if Disney ever decided to make a show or make a series about Killmonger and how he came to be, I would watch that because that sounds fun.
I kind of feel like they already did. It's called Black Panther.
Well, no, but even within Black Panther the movie, you don't get a ton of Killmonger, and then you compare that to something like Luke Cage. Luke Cage gave you basically the entire backstory of how Cottonmouth became Cottonmouth and all the other things, and then it's like, okay, that was fun. I like that. That's a lot. That was a lot of fun. So that goes a super long way.
I'll take it. Yeah.
That goes a super long way to say that I feel like a lot of the I feel like a lot of the creativity needs to kind of come back to it, and comic books, unfortunately, are going to be the source of it. I say unfortunately because like we keep seeing comic book movie, and I think people have kind of burnout. I think I'm good. I think people have burnout from like all the comic book stuff, but there's so many stories that can be told.
You have to take it on yourself because you're the only active player.
There's so many stories that can be told from like different books and different stories that are written in comic books, and comic books are basically storyboarding. So you can just take that and kind of adapt it.
You would think that, but then there's so many stories. There's so many comic book movies that just like, you know what? Fuck the shit that's already been written. We're going to just go off the rails and come up with our own stuff. It's like, why? Why not just make your own fucking story then?
And then when they do Witcher season 4.
Right.
R.I.P.
Goat says, yes, I agree with Nick. Black Panther did cover enough of his backstory.
No, Black Panther could cover more. Again, Luke Cage, if you look at Luke Cage, the first half of Luke Cage where Cottonmouth was the main villain, you got to see him become Cottonmouth. You got to see him become into his own ways. You got to see him do the things. Like, I love seeing that, like, the intimate story. You got to see his inside, the backstory and all the
I
stuff.
feel like they did the same thing in the beginning of
No, but in Black Panther, there's so much more to Killmonger. It's like, how did he get all of his kills? Because I would like to see, like, hey, Killmonger's first kill, his fifth kill, and like he's kind of getting to the groove of things. Like, that would be really cool.
I feel like that would just turn into like the Craven movie after a little while though, because you can't.
Yeah, but see. I think the thing that you're missing is I can't do math while talking. I think the primary thing is missing in that situation is that I haven't seen the Craven movie, by the way. I heard it was terrible.
42.
Was it worse than Morbius?
No.
Morbin time.
But I haven't seen it. But the main thing is like you could actually do something like that.
What?
Huh?
I said it's Morbin time because that's how they tricked them into re-releasing Morbius back in theaters again because everybody was like, we didn't get a chance to experience it. And so whatever reason, they put it back in theaters. And nobody, like, somebody went to the movie was like, they never said it's Morbin time once in this movie.
That became a catchphrase in a lit RPG book series that I read. So
there you go. So oh yeah, I'll take 3
Do I do it
cards.
now or do I?
So wow,
You gotta deal all 3 cards though.
hatred. That's what that is. All right. So the whole point though is that like I think series should still die though because like my whole thing is like if you're gonna make a whole series about the villain, you're making a new series. If you're gonna make a like Star Wars, there's so much in the Star Wars universe. Like if Disney would get off their high horse and actually accept the full extended universe, and I'm assuming that they haven't up to this point. So I haven't been keeping track of it.
That's going to be my high horse, though. Is Star Wars? It's a franchise that just needs to die.
Well, no. But the Star Wars universe has so much. The Star Wars universe has so much built into it because like you have this whole concept of the Great Jedis. You have this whole. Oh, no, he's still going. Nick's still going.
I had a second chance card.
Oh no, you can't do. It's too late. It's yours.
You know what? I'll stick. That was too close.
Seems wise.
That was wise.
Oh no, it's 3 10s in a row. So the reason why I mentioned the Star Wars series though is because like there's so much in the universe you can talk about. You can also do like low level stories like The Bad Batch. I haven't watched it a ton, but I know in my experience of watching Clone Wars, I loved kind of like some of what they were doing with the Brotherhood about the clone troopers going back and forth, and like you get to actually know them and you can see their characters and unfortunately see them die. But the whole point is that you have
36.
You have kind of this other story being told in this world. And again, last bit before I step on my soapbox, Marvel has space, and sorry, Disney has space by extension to do a lot of comic book stuff because you have like the Doctor Strange, intergalactic stuff. And then you can even go to like the green, or DC can go to like Green Lanterns. But you also have the street level stuff. And that's why I love Luke Cage, because it did the street level stuff. That's why I love Daredevil, because it did street level. Punisher, street level. I mean, which one was bad? Iron Fist was the worst one.
Iron Fist was
That
so
was trash. That was garbage.
He just roamed around saying what his name was the entire time.
He complained the
You mean
entire
Danny
time.
Rand, the immortal Iron Fist, sworn enemy of the hand?
Yeah.
He just complained the entire show. But what I'm saying is like the street level stuff is the fun stuff for me. Like I like to see that because you have to see people like She-Hulk. I think they tried to do this. I didn't watch the series.
She-Hulk was amazing.
I didn't watch the
So
series.
close.
Here, give it to me.
Give it to
All
you?
3, yeah.
I didn't watch the series for She-Hulk, but the thing I liked about She-Hulk is that she's a lawyer. So she's like, you know, I'm kicking people's ass, but I'm also a lawyer, so I got to fight in court. And like that's cool. Like I want to see heroes do the mundane, boring stuff too. I don't want to see them just like I saved the
I'm
world.
not winning. I'm going all in.
This is time to go in. I just need one card.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Oh, just a score?
No!
Oh, very
The
nice,
last
man.
one.
I'm out.
Get good scrubs.
And I win.
Get good scrubs.
So, to kind of keep this, because once we play a game, that's usually when it's over.
You should see the chat.
Well, read it out to us.
So Goats says no more Jedi. Goats also says I would love to see a series where both Jedi and the Sith are the bad guys. I would like to see that too, because think about all the fights that have break out and like people dying. It's like, oh my gosh, you killed my entire village. You genocided us.
They already had a series like that, and
For Star Wars?
yeah, and the fandom killed it.
Which one was it?
The Acolyte.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Is if you go through and you watch The Acolyte, it really paints the Jedi in a very bad light.
Right.
Which I thought was really interesting. Now, some of the writing for the series was very basic and not the greatest in the world, but
Right.
what they were trying to do was very interesting. But that brings up my point about my counterpoint to like Star Wars needing to die. It doesn't need to die. You just don't necessarily need to keep the Skywalker saga going.
Sorry, bear with me, stare at your hand. Sorry. The stream is still alive. It's just my camera decided to restart in the middle of the stream,
okay.
as it usually likes to do.
Oh.
Glad you're back with this camera. What a jerk. Sorry, go ahead.
Like you don't necessarily need to keep going with the Skywalker saga, as is evidence with like Rogue One. Even though Rogue One is technically part of the mainline series, it didn't really involve any of the
No, I didn't know
mainline characters. And Rogue One, I would arguably put at very close to the top as being one of the best Star Wars movies out there.
Right.
Solo was not a bad movie. It wasn't the greatest
Yeah.
movie.
If it hadn't been a Star Wars movie, it would have been better.
I mean, so it sounds like you don't like Star Wars.
I actually do like Star Wars, but to bring up like the point you said about the Acolyte existed and the fandom killed it, like that's
Yeah.
part of the thing, part of the reason that I feel like it's beneficial to just be like, we have a cool idea for a thing, we don't need to attach it to something pre-existing.
Question. How did the fandom kill Acolyte? Because I'm not very informed on the situation.
They were just incredibly toxic about
They
the
as in
show,
the fandom?
the show being woke.
Star
and-
Wars and Marvel fandom, I feel like it's toxic as fuck, and
Well,
they
Yeah.
but
are just screaming about anything and everything that they don't
It's-
like, and blah blah.
it's
blah.
still an important question because it's like, did the fans kill the Star Wars fandom, or did the haters kill it?
The haters.
Because what it sounds like is that the execs got very afraid and
Yeah.
they said we can't do this woke show because they're saying it's too woke.
Yeah,
but if you look at imagine if Firefly were released today, people say that's the wokest show I've ever seen. How dare you speak non-English and say that's the main language in the universe? Oh my God, I'm gonna get you guys. Brown coats? That's just like it's just like those liberals and stuff. I'm saying Firefly would be considered a woke show.
Yeah, I don't see it that way, but I didn't see the Acolyte that way either. So
Right. So was it the fans that killed it, or was it the execs the execs being a bunch of bitches?
it was the execs being bitches because there was a lot of fans hating on it.
Again, I think, and the reason why I'm kind of standing my ground on this point is because just because 7 or 8 people are loud about it doesn't mean that this is what the entire culture feels. Because the culture,
absolutely.
the people who are liking the show and watching the show, like Disney sees the numbers, Disney knows who's watched it, and Disney knows that they gotta go up in the price on the contract of the actors and say, oh shit, we can't afford to pay these people if we want to make a big profit. So let's go ahead and cut the show because the outrage. Look how outraged they are. Look, all these people outraged. It's like that's not what's happening. There's a money situation. This is the same thing with Netflix. They kill a lot of shows because renewing the season would end up being a lot of money, and they say fuck that.
Well, you look at like Parks and Rec as an example. Their first season was very weak. It was not good.
Yes.
But once you got past the first season, the second season, that show hit its stride and started going. I don't feel like, and with your comment about Netflix canceling shows, it's not even to the point where they need to cancel the series. They hadn't even got the series off the ground yet to find its like.
I mean, The Office was the first season. Their first half of the first season of Office was also really bad because Michael was.
I don't know. Never watched it.
Michael was a dick. Like he was
But
actually an unsufferable dick.
I'm going to catch us up on our comments here, and then we're going to close this out and start our next Barely
What?
Canon episode.
I'm a Jolly Ranger.
Goat just said that the Acolyte situation. Sushi came back to Iron Fist was a bitch and Defenders. I concur. And then Goat said Iron Fist could not fight the actor himself.
Yeah, the season 1 choreography was absolutely horrific. It did get much better in season 2, though.
Okay.
Especially coming from Daredevil, that just hurt.
Sushi
I
is
know.
that one scene where there was like old boy where it, like the fighting scene down the hallway.
Season 2 is sorry.
That was season 1.
Season 1 of Daredevil, episode 2, because I went back and watched it. And
Yeah,
like, this shit hits
The
so hard.
one-shot hallway fight.
That was so good.
I was like, that is
So
a
great.
tribute to old boy. I love it.
I loved it so much. And also, you got to see Daredevil get hit. You got to see him get tired. Like he was tired, they were tired,
Yeah.
and they took a break and they started fighting again. And like that again, the human story. He's not fucking Superman. He's not Spider-Man. He doesn't have superhuman energy. He's like, bro, I need to give me a minute. I'm winded.
Sushi's calling me out, saying only that friendly neighborhood gamer only likes She-Hulk because of twerking. I won't lie, I did like some twerking. I do like a muscle mommy. AKA, hey, turn up, how you doing? I like Goat says I like She-Hulk. It showed a different side. I felt they fumbled at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I agree they did fumble at the end. I agree they did
With
fumble
the fourth
at the
wall.
end. Yeah, the whole...
I get what they were doing. They were trying to make it comedy and funny.
Well, and She-Hulk, a lot of people don't know, but She-Hulk is actually kind of the original Deadpool of the Marvel universe.
Okay, I
she
didn't
was
know that.
First one
created-
that broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, she was
I didn't know that.
created as a comedic character, and she broke the first one to break the fourth wall, and all that good stuff. That run didn't do very well.
Right.
And that run got canceled. And when they brought her back, they made her a more serious, non-fourth wall breaking character, and she started performing better after that. So it was a risk for them to try and model it after her first run, and I don't think it paid off at the end of the series.
I mean,
But I'm also a huge fan of
the actress
Tatiana
oh,
Maslany, especially from Orphan Black.
damn it! Stop it!
God.
So you took all the words. So I was about to say, She-Hulk. I never watched. I never watched on Disney.
You should. It was good.
I canceled my Disney account because of Jimmy Kimmel stuff.
Hey.
Hey. Also, they were going to open price, so fuck them.
Hey, I didn't pay for it to begin with. I
But
pirated it.
if she ever said, hey, Cool Blue, I would like to marry you, I was like, yes. And when are we getting married? Now, granted, all that aside, specifically watching her in Orphan Black was amazing. I feel like Orphan Black, if they gave me like 6 more seasons of Orphan Black, I'd watch it.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the fact that she's attractive, if anybody out there hasn't watched Orphan
She's a good
Black,
actor or actress.
She's an amazing actress because there are just an absolute ton of scenes in Orphan Black where there are 5 characters and they're all her.
She's all 5, yeah.
They're all her, and she's playing them exquisitely.
And
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah.
She has a great range of acting.
Yes, she's a great actress.
I'm going down still. Sushi does agree with Goats that the end of She-Hulk was bad. Goat says for the Acolyte, the mid-fight scene was great. I have a point to say about the Acolyte. I'm scared to watch it because the bad guy is the actor who played Jason Mendoza from The Good Place, and that's where I love him, and I don't want to see him in a different way.
I don't know about his character from The Good Place because I've never really watched it. I can tell you that aside from the writing about his character and the way they sort of introduced him and stuff like that, once you get past all that, his character was very good and very compelling. I enjoyed his character, and I enjoyed his acting.
Jason Mendoza's famous line is, if I have a problem, I just throw a Molotov cocktail at it, and now I have a different problem. And that is
That's true.
You know
Quality.
what? That's not really far off his character.
I mean, that was, he's from Florida man.
Oh my God. Of course.
And our last comment in the chat was from Turn Up, and she says it really was good, speaking of Black Orphan. Orphan Black.
Orphan Black.
Orphan Black, yeah. Also, where can people find your Twitch? And I know we're about to do the outro and everything.
Yeah, all the people that are on the Twitch currently can find me at twitch.tv/FNGRaleighNC.
Okay, and people watching on YouTube can also find you there too. Okay. I just want to make sure people on YouTube know where it's
Where can they
happening.
find you and your channel?
Oh, I have, oh my gosh. YouTube channel or Twitch channel?
I don't care.
Okay, I'll just do my Twitch
Plug
channel.
yourself.
Twitch.tv/coolblue. That's CULBLU. I have a YouTube channel too, but you'll find it from my Twitch
Don't
channel.
worry, Blue's going to put all these in the comments so that people can see it later.
I'm going to put it in the comments? Oh, I can do a shout out to myself.
You should. So to get back to bringing it back home, Do you still feel the same way? That has any of this conversation changed your mind?
That a little bit, in the sense of just like you are right that sometimes series need a little bit of time to get their legs, but honestly, the more we've gone on, the more I'm like, I feel like the things that get tied into big franchises, as far as like money and the investment that the company's making them have, the attachment writers have to things, the series sort of trips itself up as it tries to do new things eventually, and I feel like you could take those same moves and just put them in a new location without all the like build up behind it and all the stuff in front of it, all the attachment, and you could do the same cool ideas without all that.
Fair enough.
Nick,
have you changed your percentage from 50-50? Does this conversation change you either way?
Not really. I think, personally, I think my points stand because...
Fair enough.
A lot of the things we're talking about are all just from a more financially pushed area where people start getting scared to make less money or take risks or so on and so forth. And if they would stop doing that, then they could write in these series quite a bit more effectively.
But entertainment is a business.
Entertainment is a business, but even then, taking an idea and switching it to a completely different one is taking a risk, because now not only do you have to prove your idea, you have to get a fan base interested in a completely new property.
Right. And just to add, Stranger Things, I think that series should die. I know people love it, but
it's on this last season. What are you talking about?
Thank God.
Have you watched all the seasons?
I stopped kids be in their 20s.
Right.
I mean, they have 30-year-olds playing high school kids all the time.
I mean, that's actually
I'm fine with that, and we've been rewatching it. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see this last season, to see how they tie it all up in a bow and make it done.
Now,
percentage-wise, do you agree or disagree with our original? I'm trying to keep us on the original.
I'm saying 100% where I stood. It's just like I think some series need to die. I hate that some series have died because of financial dumb decisions from execs, but I think that some series just need to stop existing. Stop making more stuff. They can still exist and give me spin-offs. Like I will accept spin-offs as a compromise of the series continuing. So again, when I say series, just to be very clear, I mean like the Star Wars original trilogy, second trilogy, third trilogy. Don't give me more trilogies. Just give me Acolyte. Just give me Clone Wars. Give me these side things. I want to learn more about the small worlds.
I think for mine, I'm going to stick with it that I agree that a lot of series need to end. Don't come at me with the half-baked idea. If you have a trilogy in mind, have the whole fucking trilogy in your mind and know the 3 steps you want to take for all 3 movies and all that. Don't give me some bullshit. I'm not taking a pot shot at Star Wars, but I am. Where it's like we're gonna have 3 different movies and 3 different 3 different directors that all have different ideas where the fuck.
I mean, that was the entire reason the sequel trilogy sucked.
I agree.
You mentioned Babylon 5 earlier too. Like there was a plan for the whole thing, and then they thought they were going to get canceled, so they crammed it together into season 4, and then they're like, "Oh, you get a 5th season," which is why the last season is terrible.
Weird.
Same thing with Supernatural. They had a hard cut point, and then they're like, "You got more seasons." They're like, "But this is where the hard," and now we got to make up some bullshit.
Also, Dollhouse actually got the hard cut, and it actually got cut, so it only had 2 seasons anyway. But they crammed a lot into season 2.
Well, they did because they were trying to finish it out because like Joss Whedon had an idea of where he wanted it to go, and I would have liked to see how it went.
What's the guy's name? Alan Turing? Is that his name? The
Alan Tudyk?
Tudyk, yeah, that's his name.
He's in everything.
He was great.
He has gotten very prolific. Yeah. So that has been Barely Canon. I've been your host, Bear, with my co-host, Blue. We have our guest, Nick, and our guest, Connor. Connor's question for Barely Canon. We've been playing Flip 7, and we're going to end it here and keep those dice rolling.